So my plan and my goal. So I want to start like how do I say it? We would buy like a rental property
Okay.
and just rent it out and like have it paid off so I can buy a house
Okay.
or just just I just want to start like making a little bit of just income on the side.
Okay.
I know it's a long process.
Right. Have you purchased before in the past?
No, I have not.
Okay, so this would be your first purchase.
Yes.
That's awesome, and it's just so you know, I work for a company called VCCDC, and we specialize with first-time home buyers. It's a
Okay.
nonprofit based in Oxnard. We were actually first in Ventura, and I teach home buyer classes. I actually have one coming up not too long from now. But yeah, if you're ever interested, we could do a Zoom, or I can invite you to one of those classes and just kind of explain the whole process.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a plan. You have my email, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it looks like you left it there. Do you mind confirming it with me?
It's I believe it's Aurelio 9147 or is it my school?
Let me double check. Let's see,
Yeah.
1 second here. Yeah, I'm on. Sorry, I got a couple different pages up here. So it looks like I have GAURELIO underscore oh 07 at yahoo.com.
Okay, yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, that's
Okay.
another one.
What's your best email?
Can you give yeah, just sketch that and then can you write this one down? This
Sure.
would be my first name.
Okay.
9147
9147. Okay.
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. That's
Yes.
great. So you're hoping to find a rental property. You're saying if you can, try to pay it off.
There's like so I want to like buy an apartment, but I want to rent it out.
Okay.
That's my main plan, my main goal.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, I don't want to stay there. I just want to rent it out, have it's all paid off.
Okay. So
I
by
want to know how that works.
Okay.
I want to know more details about that.
Okay. And do you know roughly what kind of budget you're hoping to keep it in if you can?
Well, I know I could. So I have. Okay, so to be straightforward, I have like at least 30 grand saved up.
Okay, that's good.
I'm only gonna put 20 to start it off.
Okay.
And I know it takes like a month or so to have super venture, like go rent it out or whatever.
Right.
So I could probably have the first couple of months, like the first 3 months, 4 or 5 months paid off.
Okay.
But then I just want to have it rented so I can pay itself off. So
Right.
you kind of get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no,
It
absolutely.
works that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great to invest in real estate. My brothers and I actually bought our first place in 2004. We sold it recently because the market just started getting crazy. Really, over this last 3 to 6 months, it's just been insane, you know.
Yeah.
But the interest rates are really low right now, so that's why so many buyers are trying to get in, even though the prices are going up. When you got rates in the low threes and sometimes in the twos, it's the cheapest you're ever going to have. And if you buy it for the long term and do it where you're trying to buy it, rent it out, pay it off, you're never going to have a better time where you can get a more purchasing power with your money, you know? So the key is really, it's going to come down to, I know you mentioned this, your first time doing it. They're going to look at it in terms of your income, your debt to income ratio. Do you know roughly what your income was last year?
Um, so I had two different incomes.
Okay.
One of them was 16,000, and the other one was probably like around either 25 or 30.
Okay.
So altogether, maybe like 40, maybe 35.
Okay.
I think I'm not too sure.
Right.
I was gonna look more into it.
Okay. And do you have it, are you like a contractor? What type of work do you work in?
Well, so I was working. One of my jobs on the side was I was a waiter
Okay.
at a hotel. So you know how the whole COVID hit.
Uh-huh.
So that they got me out of the job, so I was like in unemployment.
Right.
That was that, and then also I go to school, so that's that, and then also I work at a doctor's office as a medical assistant.
Oh, nice.
So I do that, and then I also have like I do a little bit of stock, a little bit like a little, not too much, just a little bit
Uh-huh.
in the stock market.
Right.
So I do that, but it's not. I'm trying to invest in that, as much as I can,
Right.
which is bringing income. So not taking anything out because I know you get taxed for it and you take out every, whatever you got a year or something.
Right.
So I'm just trying to like invest little by little,
Okay.
turn.
Yeah, no,
But
that's great. It's great that you're planning for that and you're already looking at how to make money, and most times it's so tough to make it out here just to scrape by, pay your bills, that it gets challenging to put money aside and start looking into investments. Sounds like you've already got a head start at least on the day trading or stock investment, that you're
yes,
looking at in there, and sounds like you done pretty well in saving money, which is great. Um, it would you be looking to purchase this on your own? Or are you looking to have somebody co-sign with you, or what were you hoping to do
I
with
can
that?
have someone co-sign. I just have to talk to that person,
Okay.
and that's not a problem. It's just I want to get uh like a good deal. Like I want to. I want this property to go like it's gonna get rented out like for sure because I don't want to be stuck just paying it or
Right.
just I don't want. Yeah, it might come down to that, but I just don't want to. I don't want to risk. I'm a risk taker, but not that much.
Right. No,
You know.
absolutely. And I think you're gonna like my guy Jason Haroldson quite a bit because he's very knowledgeable, especially when it comes to on the finance side of things.
Yeah.
He's my loan guy. He's who I purchased and who I used
Okay.
when and all my family that I hook up with. But what we try to do with our buyers is we make sure that they can rent the property out for more than what their mortgage payment is. So as
Yes.
long
Yes.
as
Yeah.
you can do that, then you'll never lose money and you'll never lose the property.
Right.
And right now, even though it's been different with COVID, um, you're still in great shape. It's still a strong demand for the rental market that
Right.
we haven't had any issues with anybody trying to rent their properties out. You know what I mean? Anybody that we've helped that's trying to look more on the investment side. So if you like, I could send you his phone number. Just whenever you
Okay.
get some time, because he's going to help you in qualifying in terms of on the financing. So okay, this is the budget that I feel comfortable with. This is the payment I feel comfortable with, and this is what I can get. And then once you have that, you may need a cosigner, just being upfront with you based on the
Right.
income that you shared. Your
Right.
money down is going to help. That's a big piece of it. Then they're also going to check your credit, make sure your credit's solid, and
Right.
then they're going to look at your debt. So, do you have, when you mentioned you're in school, do you have a lot of student loans, or are you doing
No,
okay on that?
I only have. Okay, so the studio loan I only have 6 grand.
Okay,
That's it.
that's
So
good.
I'm hopefully by this year I'll pay it off.
Uh huh.
And I purchased a car last year,
Okay.
so I owe 18 grand on it.
Okay.
So that's that.
What's your monthly on that car?
I just got a refinance on it, so it's 330 or something like that.
Okay, 330 is not bad. So
Yeah, it's
330 a
not bad.
month.
So I'm thinking of paying it off sooner. So I'm just trying to make
Right.
payments. Yeah.
And any other car payments that you have?
No, that's it. It's
And
just
in
that, and then
credit card
paying that,
debts?
but the rent is like I'm with my girlfriend, so we go half on
Uh,
it. So
uh-huh.
it's nothing. It's just like 300-400 bucks.
Oh, nice. That's really good.
Uh,
Yeah. No, it's a good spot to be in. And then again, you can get a lot for rooms. I got a buddy of mine who unfortunately is going through a separation right now with his well, it was his wife, but they bought a place together, but he's renting half of it out. I mean, one guy's paying like 1,200 to get access to the house. The other one he's renting to a nurse who's also covering almost 1,200, and that's almost his entire mortgage. He has two people he lives with cover almost his entire mortgage, and he still gets to use a house, that's being paid for by two other roommates, really. So it's there's if you get a good quality place, and it depends on what you're looking at, but if you're looking at they have 1 bedroom condos, 2 bedroom condos, 3 bedroom condos. um, you just have to see what you can qualify for first, and then once we have that figured out, then we know, okay,
yeah.
these are the types of properties we want to keep an eye out for. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And I have one more question. What about how do I say the like multiple homes, like the complex,
Like a
like
duplex
dual,
or
yeah,
something like that?
duals or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's you can they're tough to come by here in Ventura
Okay.
County. What people are starting to do on the investment side is a lot of people are looking for like detached single family homes with a two-car garage. The ADU
Okay.
laws, the accessory dwelling unit, laws have gotten a lot easier. So what they're doing is they're converting the garages like into its own little rental spot, and then especially if you have a detached garage, like there's certain houses in Oxnard that have a detached garage kind of towards the back or towards the alley axis. That's really easy to convert into an ADU. So they're getting a lot looser on the laws, where before you had certain setback requirements. You had to have like at least a half acre of land. Now you don't. Now it's they're actually approving up to two on each unit. So that's kind of the route a lot of people are going, to still try to get a house at an affordable price. Because if a duplex does pop up, it's very rare that you're going to find anything under 500-600,000 for something like that. Or like a, if it's a 3 or 4 plex, you're 800 and up, depending on where you're looking at in Ventura County. It's just expensive out here. But I also have a buddy of mine. He's licensed, but he moved out to Bakersfield. And I don't know. Are you just looking in this area? Or are you looking in other areas too?
Well, if I have more, if there's more opportunity, I'm willing to go out there. I'm willing to just
Okay.
whatever it is. I just want to get
Start
started.
investing.
Because I know you got equity, right?
Right.
You get started in one of them and then make your way up. And
Yep.
I know it takes time, and I should have done this years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 29 now. It's just like, yeah, I should have,
You're still young, man. I did.
I'll put out. Late train.
No, not at all.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a number of, you can email me,
Yep.
or you can have them email me, and then I think it'll be best if you email me.
Yep, I'll do that.
Yes.
I'm going to I'll text you the number, I'll email you the number. I'm gonna set you up just on email to get it to you. And then once we get the numbers figured out, it's really easy to set you up on some searches so that you get the listings as soon as they hit. You're already getting them, through the website that you registered through, and that was VenturaCountyShortSales.com. I own that site. It's actually my buddy of mine out of Utah. Him and I put it together, and there's a lot of people that reach out to us through that.
Yeah.
But biggest thing is you gotta know somebody who knows the business, as well as knows about opportunities that are coming up, because
Okay.
it's getting very competitive for buyers right now, so it can be discouraging. So the more you do up front terms of figuring out your numbers, the better you're going to be. And a lot of people say, "Hey, until you get pre-qualified, talk to me." But we do
Yeah,
more
makes
than
sense.
that.
Yeah.
We do more than that. We're going to coach you through the way, teach you the whole process so you understand. And then, I like your mindset just in terms of investing in real estate, investing in general, and trying to look for the long term. And you're not on the late train at 29. I started super early at 22. I'm 38 right now, and but we did well. My brothers and I that bought that place. I mean, we made it where we made enough equity. At first, we lost a lot of money, and it dropped. And we bought it at 415. It went up to 5. I couldn't sell it because I didn't want to pay capital gains. I could have, but I didn't want to pay capital gains. So the market drop went all the way down to 300K. Basically, the money we put in, because we put about 60 in to start, we lost all that. But I had my house still. And then once the market came back up, it took almost 14 years. But once it came back up, we did very well. And then I was able to sell it actually to one of my brothers earlier, about 3 4 months ago. The other two of us, we cashed out, and then one brother bought another home. And then I got an RV, a used RV right now, and able to do some things in our house. So it was a great investment, and that was our vision early on: is buy something, get into whatever we can, not like the dream house, just something we can get into, make some equity over the long term, and now all of us are homeowners. So it's pretty cool, man, to have that vision, and to talk to you about it gets me excited, because it's I know what I was thinking back then. So store my number. My name's Brandon Ramey again. I'll send you my contact info. I'll send you Jason's info, and then I'll shoot you an email. We'll just stay in touch, and then as we get the numbers figured out, we'll go from there.
Thank you, guys.
All right, pleasure speaking with you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All
All
right.
right, bye bye.